Hello everyone. I just tweeted out that I would do a bit on Szczęsny if there was any interest, and I've had a few likes and a few comments, so I thought I'd just record it now quickly for you. It's not a long story. A lot of the stuff some people will know, they just maybe haven't pieced it all together. There was a big time frame between it all happening. So what I said on Twitter was, would people like to know the reason why Szczęsny would never play for Arsenal again? No one at Arsenal, none of the coaching staff wanted Szczęsny there. They felt he was a liability, they felt he wasn't good enough, they felt he didn't train hard enough, they felt he played for himself, and he didn't organise the defence in front of him well enough. They also felt he was too inconsistent. One thing that really highlights this is we beat Villa 2-1. Cazorla scored 2, and Szczęsny made a mistake for the Villa goal. Andreas Weimann scored it, and you can see, I can't remember who it was off the top of my head, it might have even been Steve Bold, turned to Wenger and was just like, I told you, like, the kid's not up to it. It was a feeling at the club that no one really rated Szczęsny, and Arsene had his standard loyalty, especially to young players that he's brought through. I mean, we know he's loyal to his players anyway, but the young ones get a lot more time and chances, I guess is maybe the best way to put it. Fast forward, it was over a year later that it was nearly 2 years later that the Southampton, when Szczęsny was apparently caught smoking in the dressing room after the game. Now there's rumours at the club, I don't know if these are true or not. I wouldn't be surprised, because I was sitting there watching the game, that he was in fact hungover. He didn't look himself. He looked unwell during the game. Both goals he could be blamed for, as well as a few other mistakes during the game. It was also New Year's Day. There was a lot of criticism at the time because on New Year's Eve at 1 o'clock in the morning, the players were all tweeting photographs saying Happy New Year, and they're all up. I mean, it's adults up at 1 in the morning. I don't see it as a particularly big deal, but there was a lot of criticism at the time. But then when Szczęsny played like that and looked completely out of sorts, you only have to look at his face, there's a lot of thoughts within the club that he'd been drinking to celebrate the new year. Then after the game, if he was caught smoking in the dressing room, which seems to have pretty much been confirmed now that he was, didn't see it with my own eyes, wasn't there, so can't say 100%, but it seems that way. Arsene Wenger felt betrayed massively. Szczęsny knew that he wasn't particularly liked at the club by the coaching staff, not so much the players. He got on well with the players because he was a bit of a lad. And he knew that Arsene was the only one that stuck up for him, and obviously, as Wenger being quite stubborn, he always got his own way. He is the manager. Wenger felt so betrayed by Szczęsny that how his actions were, that all trust was gone. I mean, I know he played a few games after that, he even played a cup final after that, but the relationship was finished. So when he came back this year, to be honest, personally, I'd have had him as our number one this year. The level between him and Cech, there might be a bit of difference. Cech might be 1 or 2% better, but Czech's maybe got a year, 2 left. Szczęsny has at least 10 years ahead of him. So my personal opinion is I would have kept Szczęsny, but the relationship was gone. As far as I'm aware, Szczęsny didn't even come back to the club. So his season finished with Roma. I don't even think he came back to London, considering he was sold, I think, since the players were back. So in theory, he should have been at pre-season. It was never the case. He was never going to come back. He knew that early on. And that's also why when people question why our fee was so low, there's your answer. It's an unknown thing. And I mean, it's an untold secret that everyone knew he wasn't going to play for Arsenal again. He only had a year left on his contract. We had nothing to bargain with. To be honest, I was quite surprised we got as much as we did for it. Not because of his ability as a keeper, but because of the situation. So yeah, a lot of that stuff might have been known. Obviously, everyone knew about Southampton. A lot of people have known about the Aston Villa mistake and the criticism from the bench that was clear to see and highlighted at the time. But that's just puts a few stories together for you and shows you the situation, really. Hope you enjoyed listening. Let me know your thoughts. Have a good day.